Hello students, welcome back to our chemistry online classes. So in previous class we have completed electrical properties from solid state. In this session we are going to learn about types of semiconductors. In types of semiconductors it is of two types. They are intrinsic semiconductors and extrinsic semiconductors. So what are intrinsic semiconductors? Intrinsic semiconductors, they are nothing but they can conduct electricity in their pure form. They can conduct electricity only in their pure form. And next, at room temperature, they can the conductivity of these semiconductors is quite low. So at room temperature, they cannot conduct electricity as fast. At room temperature, the conductivity of these semiconductors is quite low. And third point, examples. Any examples you can see like silicon and germanium. Substances like silicon and germanium shows this type of behavior and are called intrinsic semiconductors. Substances like silicon and germanium shows this type of behavior and are also called intrinsic semiconductors. And next children, what do you mean by doping? What do you mean by doping? The process of adding small amount of impurity to an intrinsic semiconductor is known as doping, and the impurities what we are adding they are called dopants. Understand the difference between doping and dopants? What do you mean by doping? The process of adding impurities to an intrinsic semiconductor is called doping, and the impurities what we are adding impurities are called dopants. And next comes to extrinsic semiconductors. So here the first point, the semiconductors which are formed by adding impurity to an intrinsic semiconductors are known as extrinsic semiconductors. Again, the semiconductors which are formed by adding impurities to an intrinsic semiconductors are known as extrinsic semiconductors. So here you can see the diagram. Okay, to the intrinsic semiconductors, when you add impurities, they behave as extrinsic semiconductors. Example, when germanium is doped when arsenic has an impurity, then it behaves as extrinsic semiconductor. So germanium and arsenic when combined, they behave as extrinsic semiconductors. Let us study how an intrinsic semiconductors can be doped. Here doping can be done by two types of impurities, that is electron rich impurities, they are also called n-type semiconductors, and next one is electron deficiency impurities, which are also known as p-type semiconductors. So first we look about electron rich impurities. So electron rich impurities, here silicon and germanium belongs to which group? 14th group. That means they are having 4 valency electrons each. When silicon is doped with a small amount of group 15 elements like phosphorus, its electrical conductivity increases. So in pure silicon atom has in pure form, silicon atom uses its 4 valency electrons to form 4 covalent bonds. So look at here this diagram. Here the silicon uses its 4 valency electrons to form 4 covalent bonds. Okay, with the phosphorus. So silicon atom when is doped with group 15 elements, the sum of its position in a lattice are substituted by atoms of group 15 elements. So the group 15 elements have 5 valency electrons. After forming 4 covalent bonds with the silicon, 1 excess electron is left on them. So hence this excess electron is not involving in bonding, it becomes free. That means it becomes delocalized and contributes to the electrical conductivity or contributes to its electrical conduction. So silicon doped with group 15 elements is called as an n-type semiconductors. So the increase in conductivity is due to the presence of negatively charged electron. It's due to the presence of negatively charged electron. Here the semiconductors doped with electron-rich impurity is called N-type semiconductors. Shall I repeat again? So here each silicon atom can form 4 covalent bonds with phosphorus. So phosphorus belongs to group 15 element. So group 15 elements. So it is having one excess electron. That electron is called free electron. This electron is responsible for the conduction of electricity. This electron is responsible for conduction of electricity. Why? It is not involved in any bond formation with the silicon atom, isn't it? So it becomes delocalized and contributes to its electrical conduction. So silicon doped with group 15 elements is called as an N-type semiconductor. So the increase in conductivity is due to negatively charged electron. So the semiconductors which are doped with electron-rich impurities are known as N-type semiconductors. Next, look at here, electron deficiency impurity. To the silicon and germanium, the group 13 elements. The group 13 elements when doped, the group 13 elements have how many electrons? How many valency electrons? Only 3 valency electrons. And they form only 3 covalent bonds with silicon. So one of the valency electron in silicon atom remains unpaired. So this causes an electron vacancy or electron hole. Electron vacancy or electron hole in the system. So to fill this vacancy, the electron from neighboring atom jumps to the electron hole. So look at here, jumps to the electron hole, creating an electron hole at its original position. When electrical field is applied, the electron moves towards the positive electrodes by filling the holes, making it appear as if electron holes were migrating towards the negative electrode. So these holes are responsible for electrical conduction and the resultant semiconductors are known as P-type semiconductors. P-type semiconductors. So here in electron deficiency impurity, the silicon and germanium are doped with group 13 elements. Group 13 elements mean they are having only 3 valency electrons like aluminum, isn't it? But silicon is having 4 valency electrons. So here what is happening? One of the valency electron present in silicon remains unpaired. So this causes electron vacancy or electron hole in the system. To fill this vacancy, the electron from neighboring atom jumps to the electron hole, creating an electron hole at its original position. Okay, to its original position. When the electrical field is applied, the electron moves towards the positive electrodes by filling the holes, making it appear as if electron holes were migrating towards a negative electrode. So these holes are responsible for electrical conduction and the resultant semiconductors are known as P-type semiconductors. P-type semiconductors. So here the doping of semiconductors, it can be of 2 types, that is pentavalent impurities, trivalent impurities. Pentavalent impurity, that means impurity atoms with 5 valency electrons produce N-type semiconductors by contributing extra electron. And a trivalent impurity, that means impurity atoms with 3 valency electrons produce P-type semiconductors by producing a hole or electron deficiency. So next we are going to see about applications of N-type and P-type semiconductors. So first one is diode. Yes, diode is an electronic component that allows the current to flow in only one direction. It is a 2-terminal semiconductor device, and diode is a combination of N-type and P-type semiconductors, and it is used as a rectifier. Next one, transistors are made by layering of one type of semiconductors between 2 layers of the other type of semiconductors. They are NPN and PNP type of transistors are used to detect or amplify radio or audio signals. And the last one is solar cell. Solar cell is an photodiode which is used for conversion of light energy into electrical energy. So that's all for today's class. Thank you, children.